Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from cloudy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday morning. Questions are powerful. You know, when people tell you things, a certain part of your brain retains the information in a certain way. But when you're asked great questions, it activates a different part of the brain that connects to what we call self-discovery. Or one of my newest favorite quotes that's just going to come from my little bitty old mouth is this: a nugget of revelation trumps a mountain of information. You can have all the information in the world, but until you connect the dots and the light goes off and you actually see it, you're just stuck with information. That's why I agree with many of the gurus who say knowledge is not power. Everybody who tells you knowledge is power, that's only half the story. Knowledge is not power. If you graduate from MIT, magna cum laude, and then you play video games in your parents' basement for the next 13 years, your knowledge is not power. Knowledge that's not put to use is not power. So action is the key factor. Knowledge is potential power. So here's some questions. Question number one. Can you today write down on a sheet of paper right now, completely clearly, totally clearly, what your life looks like at peak performance? What time do you wake up? What's the first thing you do? What are you listening to or reading or not listening to or reading? Where do you go? How are you dressed? How do you dress for work? What kind of shoes are you wearing? What color are they? What type of belt are you wearing? What kind of car are you driving? What music are you listening to or are you not listening to on the way to work? What type of perfume or cologne are you wearing? What are the conversations you're having? Who are the people that you're surrounded with or connected? What does your life look like at peak performance? Most of you should not be able to answer that question because we get caught in the daily habit of just going through the motions and rarely reflecting on ourselves. That's why at Keller Williams we talk about two aspects of awareness as we help people buying and selling homes, which is this: there's working in your business, doing the stuff of it, and then there's working on your business, which is the disciplines required to become a business person, actually operating a business. And like the bold law says, your business will only grow to the extent that you do. Well, how do you grow? You stay educated, you stay informed, you're intentional about learning and growing, you're intentional about becoming. So there's a couple things I want to address today. Oh, Hoover vacuum cleaners and the live feed have two things in common: they suck on Facebook. The two things: number one, what does your life look like at peak performance? If you don't know that, I challenge you to write that out this weekend, because if you don't have a clear vision, then you can't follow one of Stephen Covey's 7 habits of highly effective people. One of them is which, begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. If you don't know what the end product of what you're hoping for and hoping to achieve in your life, if you don't have complete clarity on that, the chances of you arriving there are very, very slim. Now, there's what I call progressive revelation. As you go, he will show. Simply meaning that as you continue down this path, taking the next risky, tough, and challenging step, many times the next step is revealed to you, much like Indiana Jones in the Lost Grail movie, where he's standing in the cave and he knows that he's got to make a step of faith down that cavern where it looks like he's going to fall. He takes a step, and then we discover that there's actually an optical illusion going on and he has something to stand on. Sometimes it's progressive. Sometimes you've got to take those initial steps before you can see the very end. See, I'm not asking you to come up with a plan right now. I'm asking you, do you have a clear vision of the end product? If you don't have a clear vision of the end product, you're just not going to reach it. It's that simple. So my challenge to you today is, do you know what your life looks like at peak performance? Okay? And secondly, if God guaranteed you, not only would you not fail, but you would succeed wildly, What dream would you pursue with all your heart, soul, mind, and body and not look back? Something to think about. Have a great Friday.